Welcome, welcome. We are here, and in this moment we invite you to allow yourself and your vibrational field to rise up, and we invite you into this new vibration as we start a conversation about vibrational frequency, about the importance of it in humanity at this time, about why it's important, about how you can do it, about how to navigate your human existence in your highest vibration without being buffeted around by those of lower vibration or by emotions of lower vibration or anything at all that would take you off your high vibrating platform. We are, of course, all that is. And we like to remind you that you are the physical manifestation of all that is. We are the non-physical, and you are the physical manifestation of all that is. In other words, we say to you, you are not different than us. Indeed, we are one. And the act of raising your vibrational frequency is the gateway or the highway or the road to take in order to tap into your non-physical aspects that are in the source field, the universal field, the consciousness field that we call all that is. Even the Akashic field, if you want to refer to it as that. It goes by many names. It is the source energy that is the beginning of all things and is the end of all things, except that no thing within the all that is field is ever ended. It is never ending, as you are when you are in your highest vibration. Thank you. And we are open to explore the subject of the vibrational frequency, raising your vibration, minding your own vibration, or MYOV as we like to say, and maintaining that level of vibration so that you might step into your most powerful self, step into your most powerful purpose and mission here on earth at this time. Because each and every one of you has come with a purpose, whether you know it or not. And your purpose, at the very highest level, but at the very base of it, is your purpose is to raise your vibration, to mind your own vibration, and to take that vibration with you wherever you go so that you might create transformation through the vibration of you in everyone that you come across, in everything that you do. However you do it and whichever way you do it, you see, that's your choice, that's the physical manifestation. And on the non-physical side of things, you carry your vibration with you. When you are in your highest vibration, doing whatever it is that you decide to do from your highest vibration, it will inevitably create transformation for yourself and for others, and ultimately for the world. You have questions?
One of my questions was around maintaining or ideally increasing your vibration as perhaps your significant other, partner, husband, wife, whoever it may be, when they are in a less than high state or holding a low vibration or being slightly negatively focused for whatever reason. I understand the best way to assist them is just by maintaining your own vibration, but with that connection, it can be very difficult. But what are some tips in doing that?
Indeed. In fact, what we would like to do is to drop down to the last question on your list, which is practices that you can do every single day in order to be in your highest vibration. And then we'll address the question you've just asked, because we think the very best thing to do is to start your day off in your highest vibration. And there are so many ways that you can do this, but one of the ways that we would recommend to you at this time, because you are now capable of this, is that in your waking moment, that you take a moment or two to drop into your heart space and to feel the energy there, to feel the presence there of your inner self, or indeed your higher self, or indeed your soul, and to simply address that part of yourself and say, what adventures will we get up to today? What richness will you bring me today? How wonderful will today be? You see where we're going with this? These sorts of expressions. In other words, start your day with the intention for it to be the best day you have ever had, where everything that you desire is coming to you, and everyone that is around you is feeding back to you the perfect vibration that you are in. And that's the key point, the perfect vibration that you are in. Now, when you come across someone, perhaps lying in the bed next to you while you are doing this, who is of what you are saying is a lower vibration, what we would ask you to do, first of all, is to allow yourself to be in a vibration that does not judge. In other words, to look at that person through the eyes of your highest vibration. In other words, through the eyes of God is the normal expression of that, or through the eyes of love. Look at them through the eyes of love. Now, anybody who is in a lower vibration or is in pushing against you is doing so because there is some unmet need within them. And if you were to look at them through the eyes of love, so that they might see themselves reflected in your eyes as love, they will in that moment rise up to the vibration of love.
Yeah. You
see? Now, it starts with your non-judgment. It doesn't start with them being told that they need to raise their vibration, which is often a mistake that many of you make. In telling someone that you need to change your attitude, you need to raise your vibration. There's work to be done within you in order for you to be of your highest vibration, so that we don't have these clashing together. And in the moment of you saying that, you see, you're telling them that they're wrong. And we would simply ask you to reflect on how it feels to you when you're told that you're wrong. You drop your vibration. Do you not? See, you are an uplifter of vibration. And rather than standing firm in that, knowing that you are the uplifter of vibration, you allow yourself to drop down to match someone else's vibration. The stronger you are, we like to say that you build cement boots around your vibrational frequency. In other words, no one can knock you over. The strongest vibration will always win. And if you maintain your vibration at your highest and have such strength in that, they will have to rise up to your vibration. And of course, if they are of the very lowest vibrations, they will undoubtedly vibrate away from you. Now, we know that's not the case with many of those around you. So don't go willy-nilly thinking that you're going to lose all your friends, because like attracts like. So most of your friends and your lovers and your partners and your children are within your vibrational frequency. So they are close to the highest vibration that you are in as well. It's only those who are not in your vibrational field that then can't come into it, you see, to disrupt you.
Yes, that makes sense. And would that then be very similar to one of my questions was, how do we best assist or lead or guide our children, especially teenagers, to maintain their vibration? It's exactly the same way, I'm presuming.
It is indeed, but we want to address this question specifically. It is true for your teenagers, but it is true for many. So we want to use your teenagers and your circumstances as a jumping off point for everybody. In other words, you are just in this question serving your purpose in the world, you see.
Yes.
And so teenagers, unfortunately, they have a lot of hurt going on. And we mentioned before that when there is some inner hurt, there is this need to have everyone match your lower vibration, because otherwise it hurts you. It almost physically hurts to be in the presence of a higher vibration when you are in that place of self-doubt and not enoughness. And this is really the thing that is afflicting so many of this age group now, is the not enoughness. And so we want to suggest to you that you, for your own sake, in other words, it's not about I'm doing this for you, but rather I'm doing this for me, and have them hear you doing it, have them seeing it there. What we are talking about, of course, is something that this one speaks of all the time, the words I am enough. Now, there are many things you can do, you see. You can simply say, you know what? I've heard that you can write with lipstick on the mirror the words I am enough, and every time you look at it, you read it. Here's the thing. Your teenager will also read it every time they look at the mirror. Yeah. Because you cannot help. When you see words written, you think them, you look at them, you read them. And so by doing that, they're bringing that belief into their own cells. They don't have to believe it first, they have to embody it, and then the belief will come. And so another way is to do a piece of artwork for them, for a birthday present or such, and have the artwork with the words I am enough, and place it where their eyes will fall as they open their eyes in the morning. And so the very first thing that they say to themselves in the morning is I am enough, because they open their eyes and there the words are. And much like the Ho'oponopono forgiveness prayer, these words, I am enough, create transformation. They carry magic. At this time, they never did before, but at this time, with the vibrational frequency of the world changing, those words will carry magic for this particular age group and help to lift them out of these angst-ridden vibrations that so many of them are in because of what is going on in the wider world around them. Does that help?
It certainly does. Can you use something that I've found with my teenagers when I'm trying to put positivity in their life, that's not explained very well, is using the forms that they use of digital technology. So I will often text them because that's the way they communicate. Sending almost love notes via text of these similar words, is that something that could benefit a teenager, that they just get this round?
Well, there are two parts to this. Often when we speak of things, there are always two sides to it. One of the sides is that there is a propensity, because of the angst-ridden lives that they live and the doubt about self that they live, that reading those things, the immediate thought is something negative. In other words, oh, why is she telling me that? Oh, what, how silly. Or even, and this truly does happen, even for those of you who love them so much, disbelief. You understand? Yeah. And so the greater gift that you can give is to be in that vibration around them. You see, your energy is stronger than your words. Your vibration is stronger than your words. This is why the importance of raising your vibration and minding your own vibration is something that we speak about all the time, because your vibration and the way it makes people feel is the thing that will create change within them, not the words that you speak. Of course, when you speak those words when you're in your highest vibration, it has a double effect, because the words are more believable when it's coming from the same vibration. In other words, many of us have been told, I love you, by someone who is in a negative vibration. And so we doubt. You see? Again, the importance of being in your highest vibration at all times, maintaining that vibration and taking that vibration with you wherever you go.
That comes first, absolutely. Thank you.
Indeed.
I've got a question now. So as we know, we came here to have our human experience. So through this physical body, we feel, and I know that recently I've heard, and it made sense, that our own bodies are on this journey of healing. So how does then, or is it ever possible to be in high vibration 100% of the time while you have, while we talk that it's you who's responsible, but then your physical body is feeling the hurt while your child is screaming or you're watching them trip? Or is it ever possible?
Well, no, you see, because you are the physical manifestation of all that is. And you chose to come to have these experiences so that you could desire something better and strive towards that something better, because you like doing that when you're in physical manifestation. And so the thing to do, and this is where we think the more important message is around this, is that when you are pulled from, or when you allow yourself to drop from your highest vibration, the biggest issue we have with that, or we see with that, with each and every one of you, is that rather than acknowledging that you have dropped and reminding yourself that you are not that vibration anymore and allowing yourself to rise back to the highest vibration, what you do is you hold yourself in a holding pattern of beating yourself up, of saying, oh, I've done it again, I thought I was over this, when is this ever going to end, I'm such a bad person, I shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 effectively taking a switch and hitting yourself on the back with it. When, as you more often raise your vibrational frequency, mind your own vibration and take your vibration everywhere you go, the more you do that, the easier it will be for you to, in a moment, recognize that, oops, I've just gotten angry, that's not how I want to be, and lift your vibration back up again by doing whatever it is that you need to do. We recommend, of course, and we'll explain why in just a moment, but we recommend to those we speak to that when you notice that you have acted in a way of a lower vibration that you no longer wish to be behaving in, that you channel Britney Spears. In other words, you say, oops, I did it again. And you see, even now in this moment, as we say those words, your vibration lifted with the comedy of it. Because that is the quickest way to raise vibration, is to find something to laugh at. And so in that moment, laugh at yourself. Oops, I did it again. And remember that that's what Britney used to sing, and they're the words that are most known by you as her. And channel her and allow yourself in that moment of remembering that you did it again, raising your vibration back to the highest vibration. And then, of course, not being afraid to say to the being that you've been yelling at or attacking or disagreeing with, I love you too much to have this type of reaction and conversation with you. Let's stop it right now and find a better way. In other words, don't be slow to immediately say, that's not what I meant to do. I'm sorry that I raised my voice. What can we do now moving forward?
Okay.
You understand? Because
yes.
There has been many decades, many, many generations of you who have not been willing to recognize that you responded in that way, reacted in that way, and let your emotional pain body take over.
Yeah, so
but now, because of your raising your vibration, your growing, your personal development, your willingness to be more, you're now aware of it, you see. So don't be afraid to make that step, to say to that person, I love you too much to have this type of conversation with you.
Yeah, I feel that actually. Yeah, I feel that.
And we'll go back to Jodie and say, when you are in a confrontation with your most loved partner and the voices are being raised, the very best way to stop that in its tracks is to say, I love you too much to have this energy between us. Let's take a break, let's step away and then come back together with a focus on moving forward intentions.
That's very powerful.
And the very first time you do it, you will catch them so far off track that they won't know what to say next.
Yeah.
sorry, I think we have learnt or been taught to accept that our negative reaction is justified due to another person's actions. So I'm justified in my anger, I'm justified in my offence, I'm justified in my frustration. Whereas if we let go of the justification and take ownership of our vibration.
Indeed. And when you're in your highest vibration, you are responsible for yourself, and you are responsible. In other words, you're able to respond rather than react.
Yes.
And learned recently, which is, I didn't realize I was doing it, taking that 100% responsibility for, like recently I took 100% responsibility. And when I did that, everything aligned so easily, actually. There was no resistance. There was no argument to be had. There was actually just a solution presented the minute I said, okay, I take full responsibility. I did that. It was interesting to watch how everything just like like magic, you could say, yeah, as if like magic, all the resistance was taken away as well. And so the question is coming from there. So what you've said is that, you know, like Higgs says, you know, if you hold the thought for 16 seconds. So what you're saying is that we can jump into our mind or vibration to high vibration at any given moment. As soon as we go, oops, I did it again, we can just lift ourselves back up. We don't need to wait for the next day, or we don't need to have a nap.
Indeed.
Is that what I'm saying?
Indeed. As you do it more and more and more, you can do it in a second. Obviously, because you are trained away from this, from the day you're born, obviously there is a practice that needs to be put into place. Hence the reason that we suggest the way that you wake up in the morning and have those first moments simply with yourself, getting in touch with the non-physical aspects of you. Mm-hmm. That are the parts of you that are in the higher vibrations, so that you might be lifted up to that to start your day. And you can do that throughout the day. If you get out of bed and stub your toe, and we know we're making a reference to that wonderful movie, The Secret. If you get out of bed and stub your toe, take a moment and say, ow, that hurt, or whatever words you wish to choose, of course. And then say, I'm dropping back down into my heart. I'm again going to say to my higher aspects or to my soul, I wonder why that happened, and get curious. What was I thinking the second before it happened? Did I get out of bed and immediately start thinking, oh my gosh, I've got that bill to pay today? Just think back to the second before, and you will find the reason that your vibration dropped slightly. And then you will know that those are the sorts of things that you're not to worry about, or you're to gather together and worry about in one big, you know, there is a thing that you all love so much, which is called bunching things together. There's a specific batching things together, yes?
Yep.
You can make the decision then to, well, there's a thought that I've had. I might need to have that thought because I've been so used to having that thought 27 times a day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to batch all of those thoughts into one period of time, and for 15 minutes every day I'm going to allow myself to have a go and think about all those thoughts that want to be thought. And then when I have those thoughts any other time of the day, I simply say, that's not a thought that is serving me at this time. I'm going to batch that in with the others at 9:45 tomorrow morning, and I'll let them have their way with me. And then you can allow yourself to go through the rest of the day knowing that it's there waiting for you. You don't have to keep worrying about it. And doing this will allow you to train yourself away from those habitual lack beliefs, habitual ways of being that no longer serve you.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely cleared a lot of stuff for me, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So would it be true or fair to say that really awareness, or more importantly, self-awareness, is actually the power behind this?
Indeed. Self-awareness and the willingness to be self-responsible.
Yeah.
Indeed, because in the awareness, you can notice what you're doing, and then in the responsibility, you can take responsibility for it and choose to do something different.
Yep.
And choose it often enough that it becomes the new habit.
And that's a habit.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, all that is, and Anne.
Thank you. We remind you once again that you are the physical manifestation of all that is. You are not separate from all of those aspects of you that are in the non-physical. We come through this one not as beings outside of her that come and use her to speak and to heal and to raise vibration, but rather as the non-physical aspects of her physical self. And as you raise your vibrational frequency and unlock your superconscious mind, you will also be able to tap more readily and easily into those aspects of you. And truly, what you are going through right now in humanity and on this planet is many are saying we are going through ascension, we will ascend to these beings of light. And we would like to suggest to you that you start thinking of it a little differently, that the higher aspects of you are going through a descension. In other words, they're coming into your beingness as the physical manifestation, because it is time for humanity to evolve beyond what they have been. It is time, the new human is the light body walking on this earth as the physical manifestation. You understand?
Yes.
You see how powerful you are?
Yes.
Indeed. Indeed. We are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How delicious is that, eh?